This is a Harken winch, and this is a Harken expert.
I'm Sean Cogan. I'm the director of the Harken Safety and Rescue business.
And he was silly enough to bring me a couple of these. Yep. The guy who doesn't follow the instruction manual. We're going to learn everything you're not supposed to do with these and then do that. So we can better understand the limitations of this, so we can better understand how the tool works. Holy shit! I'm trying to justify it to him why we're gonna destroy these. I think people understand the tool better when you take it to the extreme. You've used these a lot before?
I have. So I was a rope access technician, mainly focused around infrastructure inspections.
So when you were working on bridges, did you have to get stuff to a certain spot, or did you have to get engineers to a certain spot?
Both. I mean, you're playing Sherpa for most of the morning, and then you're moving systems to get people to where they need to go, and then constantly trying to maintain and manage what would be a rescue plan if something were to go a little sideways.
And you were doing that before these existed?
Right about the same time that they were coming out is when I really latched onto it. And we were, before Harken had a product like this, there were a couple of predecessors.
Definitely before I break it. Let's show you how it does work. I'm the man, you're the hand. How would you hoist me up?
All right, so I'm going to come around my pigtail. The pigtail is going to give you the right line entry angle coming onto the drum. Everything's always going to be clockwise wraps.
Which is pretty hard to screw up, right? Because otherwise it'd be taking a sharp turn.
That's right. And the nice thing is if you do misload it, it's just going to spit the rope off of it. It's not going to do anything. So I would start with a baseline of 3 wraps. I'm about 200 pounds. I know that's what's going to work for me to lift up about 200 pounds, but also not have so much friction that it makes it a pain to lower that load out
That's
as well.
the trade-off if you do too many.
I can maximize this and do 4 or 5 wraps, come around the stripper arm, and then through the self-tailing jaw, but I'm going to have a lot of trouble lowering through all that friction, because you're essentially just using it like a friction bollard at that point. And this is where you run into issues of, can you contain it? Do you have to tie it off to be able to manage your friction on the way down?
Is that dangerous? Because I've had that happen before where I've tried to take off a wrap on a capstan and it ended up free spooling off.
It certainly can be.
So
that's the one place you're opening yourself up to an accident is when this rope comes out of the jaw, which explains why these have these shrouded captive heads in what we call the lock head, which is just applied to both of these winches. So it's a traction winch, top crank winch, and a lock head winch. They're all based on the same radial 40 platform.
Aren't they kind of all the same from here down?
Pretty close. Yeah, they are. A little bit different in the lock head in that it drives from the bottom side. The top crank actually has a drive in the top, sharing the space of that captive shroud.
You also have the ability a top drive here.
Yep.
But if it's on a sailboat, you could put a motor underneath that.
Correct. Yeah. So any of these radials have the ability to be electrified. That far predates what anything we've been doing with them. That's standard for the sailboat world. So
how often do you use this? Or do you use a drill most of the time?
I use a drill most of the time. From a practitioner level, I use a drill when I can. What's really nice about the handle is all the little micro adjustments that you can get feeling through the telegraph of that rope and its tension. In the marine world, where these are meant to do a certain purpose, they're not doing the same kind of job that we do. So they're moving relatively predictable loads at a relative short space at a time. So it's nothing for you or I to throw a few revolutions on this crank and pull 20 feet of rope.
Cool party trick. Turn that one direction. Okay, now turn it the other way.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I still don't understand how the gears work.
Think of it like a low gear and a high gear in a transmission. Your low gear is going to be slower rope advancement, but a lot higher torque, rather than keeping up with all the decimal points. That's why we call these the radial 40, is because you have a general power ratio of 40 to 1.
This is what I wanted to get in the weeds about. Is it 40 to 1 if you use this handle?
That's the only way it is 40 to 1.
Okay.
Yeah, so the gearing is a totally different ratio than the power ratio. So there's gearing mechanical advantage, but then in the crank, we're also using the lever arm of the crank as how we derive our power ratio.
So if you gave me a longer lever, I could move the world.
Probably. So basically, when we say 40 to 1, now I come from the rope access world. I mean, most people that think of mechanical advantage, you're thinking 4-to-1, 5-to-1 pulleys. Just think of it this way, that if you can input 25 pounds of force here, you can be hauling 1,000 pounds there.
Yeah, what is the highest load you've lifted with these?
We've moved some things.
Oh, when we turn off camera, you can give me the real answer.
I mean, we've had some salvage work where we're moving some pretty unpredictable heavy stuff. But the thing is, I'm not doing that on just a 1-to-1 basis. If I want to move something big and I know I'm going to exceed the 500 kilogram working load of this, or 1,100 pounds, then I'm just going to use this as the muscle behind another mechanical advantage system. So I would make, either a drop loop 2-to-1 off of this, and now I can move 2,000 pounds, but only put 1,000 pounds at the
and then what, you fix it to that, and now you're pulling there.
And you can see how you can keep building that.
How secure is the rope in that part?
It's fairly secure when everything's in line and when this is under tension. It's not magically just going to pop out on you.
If you have a big pile of rope that's accumulated there,
Yep.
and you want to move it,
And I go to move it, and I can untail myself, and that's actually one that I have seen in person. Big pile of rope here. Gentleman goes to move it, and
and now you're lowering somebody
Yeah,
non-consensually. But this isn't for a person. There is something made for that. And
technically that one.
Oh, it's that one?
Yep.
Doesn't this have a shroud too?
It does, but this one is only certified for material handling.
Why?
I think the main thing was timing of what we were doing and what we were working on. The EN standards changed when it comes to overhead lifting. So this is certified to 13157, which is basically human-powered lifting systems, which is why we get a little cagey when we talk about putting drills in these things. Is there's no certification that necessarily matches the use of a powered drill with...
Because it introduces variables.
Correct. But what this does is it eliminates this risk. When this is fully shrouded, there's no way for that rope to come out of the self-tailer. We revoked what we had as a 13157 on this.
Okay. But in sailing, they don't care.
No.
And that's what this is the target audience for.
We call this a traction winch because, we have to be careful with our verbiage because of some of the certifications that we hold globally.
Okay.
So, for instance, we can say dragging and, pulling stuff across the yard, but we don't want to see somebody lifting objects overhead with this winch.
Yeah.
You can lift overhead with this winch.
Gotcha.
Now, you and I both know there's plenty of ways to mitigate that by putting in a block here, whether it's a prusik or a mechanical block, whatever you want to do. But when it comes to the certification side, we really do have to keep it to the letter, and then try our best not to police what everyone's doing around the world, because it would make our heads explode.
This isn't certified then?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just a regular old tool.
And this is what makes this one certified.
Correct. It's got a fail-safe. It's got a fail-safe brake on it.
But then you went for different certifications for this one because you have the ability to lower? Is that the idea?
You have the ability to lower on this also. So any of these shrouded. So this one came first. It's the lock head, as it's aptly named. These are spring-loaded.
Let's do that again. Okay. So that moves.
Yeah, if you look inside here, what we're doing is just opening that last self-tailing jaw. When it's fully closed, it has enough tension on it to keep tailing through the winch. When you open it, now you're just lowering like any other device. I like that there's no transition between hauling and lowering. There's no switching gear. There's no reset. Comes with a mount that's pretty universal. You can obviously soft sling it in space. You got plenty of uses for that. But when it's in orientation on something like a tripod or anything up to about 2.5 guardrails, handrails type things, opportunistic rigging, it's typically going to be like this.
So Sean just mounted the mount on, so I can mount this to the mount. You said this is interchangeable. So I go up and slide it in. Push. The pin doesn't have any balls on it, right?
Yep.
So it's only that.
Yep, exactly.
And that's it?
That's it.
And
She's there.
wow. That's pretty nice. Now you have this fancy seat belt.
Yep.
In order to make sure this thing doesn't slide up, do I get to pick my favorite spot? Or is there a specific spot for this?
That's the one.
Okay. That's it?
Yep, that's it.
That felt easy. Now, this is on the top. Does that matter? Because it's probably coming from some kootenai at the top.
Right.
And what if I don't like this bead on this side?
Then you can flip the winch right over in the bracket.
And that's still at the top.
Yep.
That's by design.
Yep.
I guess if I wanted it, would you ever do it any other way?
No, it's just always going to be in the direction of load.
Yeah, I guess you'd flip that if you did. Done.
Yep.
And now we're able to rescue people. And so this still has the same everything going for it, same gear, same everything, right? And that's all I have to do to lower is open that up.
That's right.
Do people ever take these apart in the field?
Some do. Traction winches are serviceable. The top crank winches are also serviceable because they're not a life safety certified product. The lock head, we prefer to have it come in for a factory service or one of our authorized service centers.
Because it's life supporting.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to mess around with it too much.
I see a screw right there.
I need something that would turn something.
Yeah.
You got any of those?
Do you have to hang on to this to unscrew that?
Yeah, so you're going to be turning the winch. So there's ways to do that. And
Because either direction you turn this
right,
turns the winch.
drives.
Okay.
Yep. So usually it's just a matter of like putting a bear paw on it, just grabbing a hold of that thing. Some people use, like filter wrenches. And these don't have to come out all the way. You can adjust the direction of where your stripper arm is oriented.
Okay.
So you can have that where it's going to be feeding in the downward direction.
So you'd have to move this guy
Yep.
where you want it relative to this.
Yep.
And then you would just put it on to match.
We try to send them from the factory to where the rope is coming in, get your wraps, and the rope comes off all in that same plane. You could see that, hey, if I were going to hang this off of, then I would want the tail of my rope to go with gravity, not going up and fighting myself. So I would adjust that so that it makes a full loop and the tail is going downward.
What is this entire block made out of?
That's all aluminum except for the toppings at where you have the jaws.
How important is that? Because it's a very subtle knurling, but it is there. Doesn't it wear out?
These are all hard coat anodized, so you have to beat them up pretty good. The knurling is kind of nuanced. It's smooth here and then it catches a little bit more. And basically what that's allowing you to do, and we'll show it when we're running the winch, you'll see the rope travel from the bottom to the top, depending if you're lowering or if you're raising. We want to maximize friction on the haul side of things and then reduce the friction on the lowering side of things.
Is that plastic? I guess it doesn't rust? What's the thought there?
Well, we know they don't rust because these things are designed to live their life on the deck of a sailboat.
You can fix things if somebody damaged them.
Yes.
Whether or not it's under warranty is its own animal.
We have spare parts for everything. We have authorized winch service centers.
No one's stuck with a paperweight.
No one's stuck with a paperweight.
That's always important when you invest in something like this. Where's that thing that turns?
There you go.
All right, here's the thing that turns. This is interesting. It's probably the voodoo for me. If I go one way or the other way. This is 6mm cord, and I wrapped it around a whole bunch, and it doesn't even fit. Self-tailing job, okay?
And let's see where the drum slips inside the 6mm.
I just feel like it's adulting, I'm not a guy who typically does this. I want Harken to think I care about safety more than I do.
You know the truth. Even though it's small diameter, that's
Yeah.
it's taking it. So let's see where we go.
I'm gonna scoot back. Holy shit. You're at 1.68. Wow. 2.7, like totally hiding behind you. 2.78 on 6mm.
That's holding.
Have you ever done 6mm before?
We've moved things, but never really for any kind of function. I think 8mm, 8.5 was the smallest we would run for anything work related.
It hasn't slipped yet.
I mean, we're putting twice as many wraps as would ever be on it with
like an 11mm.
Yeah, with like the working range of diameters. I think we're getting a lot more bite here to where it's not really wanting to slip.
Do you think you get 6 or 8? When does something, don't tell me what happens, but when does that start to get damaged?
I mean, it's in excess of 5,000 pounds. That's where we get the 22 kilonewton rating.
Are we going to be standing next to it when we do that?
Don't want to be. We
are going to just pull straight in line now. And this is to hopefully catch something. Now it's good to be wearing safety glasses.
Right.
And we also have attached this so it doesn't go flying. So hopefully we've mitigated risk.
I think when you're intentionally doing something stupid, you should mitigate some stupidity out of it. I don't know that we've accomplished either of those things yet.
Feel free to do the stupid part. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to use 2X and film you from afar. Is it going to slip or is it going to break first?
The normal working range of ropes, I know that the drum just slips inside of the rope when it's dead-ended like that.
Oh, you don't think the drill will be strong enough?
I don't think I'm in a good enough place to hold the drill where it wants to be.
4.26.
Where are we at? 4? So that's clutching out the drill right there.
So you're not getting 40 to 1 with your drill?
No, because that lever doesn't play anything into it. I don't know that we're going to get much out of this other than, I mean, we're at 1,000 pounds right now. So we're at the working load limit.
Your peak was 1250. Yeah.
But
Ooh, look at that bicep. Man, you got this. Yeah, are you concerned? You're at 5.93. You're almost at the breaking strength of this rope.
What's it break at?
I don't know. More than 5.93.
Why would I stand here if we're almost there? I really didn't think it was going to engage in that self-tailing jaw as well as it is.
Let's see if the 40 to 1's right. I'm going to eat this luggage scale for lunch. Put in the comments below if my hand not being on this and me extending this out is affecting the math. Because you're going to do it anyways. I might as well encourage it. Oh, I got to look at the thing. God damn it. 46, 44, 44, 45, 46 pounds.
Peaked out around 1,300, so.
Let's do some math, and you're filming with my calculator. This always perplexes me. How's that work? Because I understand in pulleys where we lose efficiency, right? That's pretty obvious with friction or whatever. And that is accurate based on theoretical math, like gears to levers to,
Sure. Yep.
It's just life doesn't work like that.
You know, when the jaw releases, if it, oh yeah. Oh, she was wound up.
Damn. Glazed.
It's nice though, is you can always just pull through. I mean, obviously that's pretty tense, but if I had a bunch of slack out there, I could just pull it straight through.
And that would be a 1-to-1 when you do that, making it faster. Ooh. You're at 3.77. When's it supposed to slip?
Oh man, that's a hard move.
So here's
there it goes. Watch. See how the drum, the jaw started to skid by?
Oh yeah.
The rope isn't moving, but the drum is.
You're at 1,300 pounds again. Let's do some luggage scale math.
So I'm pulling 48,
That's
50 pounds right there.
That's about what I got. Roughly the same numbers as before. The rope didn't really affect it. It slips.
Oh, not bad.
Now what, boss?
We're just going to go for the slip with the drill. It's hard to do with the crank because we're not moving very fast. 1,300 pounds, which is 100 pounds over the working load limit. Oh, that's right where the drill. See it slipping now?
Wow. So you haven't broken anything.
So nothing's broken yet.
Which is...
I'm sure the inside of that rope is pretty englazed, but we'll see how this goes. Just give it a little... I just like that release.
Yeah. Oh. Does that do it for you?
It does. Oh, it flattened her out pretty good.
Yeah, it's fuzzy. It's a little flatter.
Left some remnants of it on that nuanced knurling.
Oh, man. Breathe that stuff in. You should be wearing a mask.
This was PFAS compliant until we made particulate out of rope sheaths.
How are we going to break this? We're going to pull this, and that's locked off.
So this is kind of a good teaching moment, too, where tying these winches off, I mean, yes, like with classic descenders, whatever, you take it back, you leave some slack in there to accommodate a slip. But with these, I just come over the top and just bind it up. And if you want to do, if you want to do a little hitch at the end, that's fine. It's not going anywhere.
So we're just going to do this to start.
Yeah, let's do this with a loose tail and see if it does slip.
Let's see what that in button does. Oh, that was so loud. I have so many ear protections.
It hung itself up.
Wow.
Perfect.
Oh, wow. It really, really recoiled. Holy. Okay, so it didn't break its own loop. And we got a lot more strength, 32.59, because it broke behind the tension. It's a diverter. It's a full strength diverter.
These got welded together in that.
Yeah. So it broke right there.
Oh, coming around.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
So when I break webbing in these things, it always break in the back right there. Are they okay? They look like they're okay.
Seem fine to me.
All right, we need to try harder.
Well, what would we do different? You know, other than
Stronger rope.
just go bigger rope?
That's usually what I do here. I mean, I've got 10 mil HMPE. That will destroy things. It will destroy things. Is that supposed to look like that?
No, that got elongated.
That is what it's supposed to look like, and that's what it looks like now. Learn from your mistakes. I'm pretty confident this is gonna break something. We have a arborist pulley that's rated for 300 kilonewtons, and this whoopee is rated for 300 kilonewtons, pulled this way. So when I pull this thing, it's gonna be a 2-to-1 in order to get up to 70 kilonewtons in this configuration. This is 10 mil HMPE spliced right there. Barry's right there. It'll find its true path, whether or not it bends this more. We wrapped it a whole bunch, put it in there. It shouldn't slip, but it is HMPE. It's slippery stuff. Oh, shit. Wasn't that supposed to be right here? We did a good job of not letting things go flying, but...
Wow.
Oh, well, I should back this off. I think this is what kept that from flying. We sheared off...
It rotated around. Yeah.
1, 2, 3... I don't know if there's any here, but...
No, there's not any under the drive pinion.
Still held on by this guy. It didn't slip. It's bluer
Yep.
and sticky. I kept seeing you do this. I want to do it now.
It's still lefty-loosey. I mean...
You made this look...
Well...
You ever watch a YouTube video and it looks easy and then you go to try to do it?
Yeah, but
Oh, there you go.
I did it before there was 34.39 kilonewtons on it.
Whoa! That's not much higher than the original rope test. We went through all that with the HMPE.
It seems
Plastic,
okay.
For plastic, that's pretty good. That other one has stainless bearings in it, or is that a different unit?
Different unit.
What unit has that?
So all of our tree winches, like the GRCS winches.
The big winch.
Yep.
Okay. And that's for higher loads?
Yep.
Gotcha. What's the MBS of that? Do you know off the top of your head? Do you know all your tech specs for all your products?
Check the link in the video.
This is one that was sheared off. Okay. And then this is the one that's not sheared off. These green things hold it to the base plate. Oh, you know what I like to do with things after I break things is to break more things. Why doesn't the rigging plate have any ratings?
Because the whole thing is based on the working load limit of the winch.
Wow, it didn't shear off, but it's...
No. But we're riding the bend right now. Trying to thread it through. Oh yeah, I'm on.
Nice. That got sheared. That got sheared. And so how many? 1, 2... 5? Man, if only there was like a cheaper way for me to really understand how gear works. I was curious about what was on the inside. And look what he was able to show us. I still don't understand how it works.
But see how this is...
Ooh, we're getting into the weeds now.
It's all right. It's just a winch service.
Oh, we don't have the clicking anymore.
No, so the pawls are right here.
Oh.
This is what makes the clicky.
Have you guys patented that noise?
There might be some trademarks around, like, you know, the sound of progress.
So this spins in 2 different directions when I do this. Mm-hmm. Now I'm even more confused. Oh. Where's the click come from?
The paw's in that one.
Oh, you have one down there.
Yep, so watch this. This will come right out. There's paw's there too.
Oh, that's very clever. Let's just stick this shaft in here. Yeah. If I turn it this way, and if I turn it this way.
Yeah, so the drive gear is always going to be going.
As long as the shaft is in there.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's your gear ratio difference.
Yeah, so when you're going clockwise with your drive, it's bypassing this gear and driving the one below.
Yeah.
And when you go counterclockwise, it engages here. When it's bypassing this, you're going into that lower gear, right? Mm-hmm. And then when you're going counterclockwise, it's just going from here to here.
I usually read the manual after it stops working.
Sure. 2.13 to 1, so that's that bigger collar gear. And then the 6.28 to 1 is that second speed.
Just so the gears are those and your power is that. How fast can you pull in a 1 kilonewton load?
We say not to exceed certain RPMs with winches. So with that traction winch, we say 60 RPM.
60 RPM. It's not 300. Is there one that does 300?
On the lock heads, we make what's called a protect connect that essentially stabilizes this whole drive shaft. It's essentially just a big stabilizer with a bearing set. Because what happens is you forget about it, but when you're running these at speed with a drill, consider that your drill is also a lever arm. And so if you're running this at speed, things are getting heated up. There's composite bushings right there that will allow this to start to wallow out if you're not respecting those RPM limits. So instead of depending on everybody to respect the RPM limits, we made a shaft protector, if you will, in the Protect Connect, which will allow you to drive it at higher RPMs and keep that drive shaft stable.
On this model?
Yes. Yeah, this is the one that people were getting in trouble with the drills. They're just running too hot, too fast.
If you were to lift up my dummy, how would you do it?
Same as before. Come through that. Ooh. We might have just enough.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
Planned. Look at that. God, that is janky.
Yes, I mean, it's a tree drop tower. So that's our dummy.
Yeah.
We're going to lift it up. There's no releasable on this guy. And it's going to go through this pulley because instead of a micro traction, because we're going to lower it.
Unless you're just zipping your rope into a bag at the end of the day, always go in that lower setting with a drill, and you'll see why in a second. So really tame.
Wow.
If I were to go in that other speed by changing the direction of the drill,
holy shit! I would shit my pants if Bobby raised my dummy that fast. To be clear, you never left one.
no, I don't want to go to the high speed.
No, I don't want you to do that either. Sorry, not pushing things to the limit is not on brand. So I do want to put the drill in the second speed, but I don't want to do it with a weight above our head. So we're going down on a Sunday. Nobody's down there today. And there's this alleyway that I hope nobody really uses that we're going to be measuring the distance that we'll be pulling a pallet and for fun, put a dummy on there. Welcome to our other building that we are getting set up here. In case you didn't know, we're going to start stocking these at hownottoo.com. Anyways, let's find the one that has the adapters in it. These are the adapters. We've got a handful of these. I needed one of those. These look like instructions. Don't need that. I mean, it's a plated screws. How hard can it be? I shouldn't say that. I guess we're supposed to put it on this thing. Do we have a screwdriver yet in here? Yeah, this is really simple once you figure out how to do it. You know how everything looks easier on YouTube than it really is? Look what I got off. I used an impact driver and held on and just, it got it off. I assume that just goes on just like that. So far, so good. Guess what? We're lockhead ready and loaded. So we're having more of the team work on media. And so, as you can't tell, we're in progress of making a copy of the other lab. And so we moved the brake test machine here. This is actually gonna be for sale. Once it's really nice, we'll be able to copy and make it for other people if they wanted it. And we'll be like shooting here. We're gonna have a thumbnail wall. I feel like a legit YouTuber finally because this isn't at my house. This is like a nice adapter. I think this post is too big. So I can't use the post outside because that means I have to be pulling vertical or straight up, and I'm trying to pull horizontal. God, I really should read the instructions before I put things together. Proceeds to keep working without reading instructions. That is exactly what I needed. Second gear. We didn't set it all up for nothing, let's go! I hate to brag, but this is a well-prepped experiment. We have our line scale ready to go. We've got our pallet ready to pull. We got our dummy ready to put on the pallet. And we got our Harken winch all figured out. That'll sit on a box.
Somebody's gonna call the cops on us because they don't understand what's happening.
I don't even know what's happening. Why is there a dummy on the pallet instead of just pulling the pallet? It's awesome. Yeah, that does look really weird. So I think the car will be safe here. Hopefully nothing hits it. I know this is silly, but I really just want to know how fast the winch goes. This should make it a nicer height to work with, and if something smashes into it, it hits the box instead of this right away. 1, 2.
Nothing to see here. Oh my God, it's got a giant branch it's bringing with it.
Our peak force.
0.67.
Oh, that's a lot of leaves. God damn, it's just, what a mess. I just hand drug that thing back over here so the dirty science would be clean and we have the same path each time. 0.77. So the initial friction probably was a little bit more, but that felt fine. Let's make it not feel fine. Double speed and the double speed. That's gonna be scary. I just had lunch. Leg day. How fast do you think this will end up going? I'm kind of scared because I'm in line of fire.
I mean, they do have a hospital here, so.
That's all you need. Second gear.
I'm filming.
It like pisses off the drill. Aww. Can't handle the load, get rid of the load. I took the dummy off the pallet. I just want to see how fast this thing will go. You ready?
Yep.
That was so satisfying. The noodle that came out of this was like, the arch was so good. Could you imagine being on the end of that rope, someone hauling you up? I'd like to know if anybody actually has used this in that speed. Let's get back to Sean explaining how the thing works next to the tree.
Like any lowering device, I'm going to keep control of the tail. And all I'm doing is turning. You usually have to like feed a little bit in to break the friction. So you can find a sweet spot where I think 3 wraps is going to be the sweet spot where we're not doing this bite by bite. You can see it, man. All that tension is in those first couple of wraps. If I'm keeping tension here,
Yep.
I'm not afraid to go right back in it.
But then you put it back in that, under the shroud. Okay.
Yep, so that's one less wrap. It still needs to break off that friction. Yeah, this rope is stiff. You'll find that sweet spot with the wraps where it should be pretty self-advancing and you're just maintaining it. Like, that's not too terrible. If I had a live load on there, I would put something downstream of the winch. You know, an ASAP lock, Prussic, you know, nothing's worse than being in a system that's bouncing, right?
Yeah.
So that's the big advantage of the winch in hauling system. I'm not getting all the bouncing of, you know, heave ho type of motions and resets. And that's a really smooth haul.
Yep.
If we're just dealing with materials, which oftentimes we are, I do the same thing. I'll capture my, right? So I'm not doing much, but right now, if I were to let go, that would hit the ground.
Can you release it from there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And actually I'd prefer it sometimes, but this is when you have to be smart about your risk analysis. Like I would do this all day long if this is going through a progress capture of some kind, or a mobile fall arrestor like an ASAP. When you have fingertip control, there's a lot of rope in service there creating that friction. I would bet that there's about 4 feet of rope on that drum right now. I always want to keep it so there's no override of the wraps. So if I were to do this when I'm lowering, all of a sudden I'm making a mess. And
now it's almost locked up.
It's almost locked up.
Until it does that.
Get a little puckered once in a while. And so we try to mitigate that by having the right in-feed angle for the pigtail acting as a fair lead. And then that's a big part of having that stripper arm, is to consistently strip the rope off of the drum without creating those overrides. Let's test this as a rigging plate on its own.
Do people use that as a rigging plate?
We'll see a lot of people that are running a system, whether the winch is actively in it or not, they'll still use this as their main focal point or master point of the downstream systems.
And you can't just be stamping numbers on this because it's relevant to the winch.
The only load ratings we put on this is based on the winch being permanently affixed. So
which we just permanently unfixed. I wish I could get like a live opinion from people. I'm trying to decide. It doesn't really fit. Let's see what happens. Oh my God, it ripped out my hanger. My catcher came out. That smells like gunpowder?
yeah, it smells like cat guns, you know, like
Yeah, cap gun. What's 17,900 pounds in English?
17,900 pounds.
All right, what is it in European?
That's 79.6.
80 kN.
Super strong enough. Not as strong as the Origin.
We had Rich over from Harken, and we broke this, I think twice the MBS. I think we were pulling on it different though. Because we were pulling on two parts. Busted out of the corner. I wonder if we pulled from here to here. Man, I should stop wondering thing. It's getting pretty late.
Only one way to find out. The corner just shifted.
So that blew out, and then that almost blew out. That's not supposed to look like that. Unmaking gear is fun.
We've already broken it in the one axis that we think would be pretty predictable. So we're going to the thicker stock of it, and we're going to pull it across and just...
We had to move the wood in order for this to be in line. It's attached to a soft shackle there that's long, a soft shackle here that's long, and I attached it here so it won't go flying. To pad the screen, I padded this with soft shackles because I'm not trying to say we sell soft shackles. I'm just saying we have a lot of options if you were curious about getting some. Let's see how strong this is. My whole light. How did it knock that over? What? Where is that piece?
I got it. It's probably going to be hot. No, not too bad.
That's not hot?
No, not really.
Yeah, wow, he's right. So that's not hot. We don't say that very often around here. That's 12 millimeters thick. Oh yeah, what's the number? 20,300 pounds? What's that in English?
Oh, you're going to make me do that again, huh?
Sean GPT.
For real. 90.
90. This worked great to catch that. And the soft shackles held. I just wanted to make sure everybody knows that. If you want to see more crazy, stupid stuff with winches, technically I've got two more. I just don't want to break them. But I have solved the mystery of how they go in the same direction. GSRCRICP, what is the...
GRCS.
GRCS.
Good Rigging Control System.
Is that really what it stands for?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the big one I don't have right now. And that you wrap around a tree. It's got steel ball bearings on the inside, but it essentially works the same.
Essentially works the same. It's just a bigger winch for heavier loads, and it's more industrialized specifically for the negative rigging context where people are dropping loads onto it. We'd like to see people move to a bollard for that application, but we still have to build the winches to hold for it.
Is that gear ratio the same for those, or is everything bigger on it?
Everything's bigger. So these
Arborists,
are all based
man.
on the radial 40s. That GRCS is based on the radial 46. So it's a much bigger, it's a chromed out drum. It's much more beefy of a machine.
Arborists require that. We had Rich Seymour here who helped design the Origin TT rigging plate. And you can go check out that episode next.
We redesigned the entire pin, and that took an entire year.